I didn't copy it from the clipboard. I can find it though.
Yeah, I need that.
I think you posted in Magician's Alliance. I don't know if you're in that. I'm not sure if we're on we're live yet. Yeah, I think we might be live. We just got the thumbs up. So Lauren Nolan's playing Mitch. His name might get longer. Mish. Yeah, Michelin. He's not on camera yet, but he needs special accommodations for his seat since
You should go ask
he's
Jacob.
so big. Oh, for the Twitch information?
Yeah.
I think I'll do that. I'm going to leave you with the esteemed Eric Brill.
Are we going here? All right, looks like we've got Lauren Nolan, local notable scumlord, playing against a Mish.
Alright, it's twitch.tv/Dayton _magic_something.
Wait, hold on.
You're live,
Twitch.tv.
right?
Yeah.
Okay. So Michael Bailey. I
How
think
do I
we
do
saw.
slashes on here? Is that the right slash? You got that? Slash what?
I think Lauren
Magic.
Nolan was on a
Dayton.
Mardu deck here.
_
Oh man.
magic _ self-reach.
Looks like Lauren's got a Tri-Land and some expensive spells.
Alright, is that good?
Yeah, you should be there.
It's hard to tell. Can you tell if that's a
Right.
Tri-Land or a Crackling Doom? Yeah. He's got 2 to 3 lands. His opponent had to ship it back.
Okay. Alright, we got some mad shuffling going on. Lauren only went for the single cut this time. Didn't shuffle the opponent's deck. Interesting choice. And we got 6. Looks like a whip and some coursers. Looks like some kind of constellation. I don't know if he's the green, black, or Abzan.
I think that answers that
Alright,
question.
started. Oh, there we go. Looks like he's Abzan. Lauren's starting off on a real fetch land and then a poor man's fetch land. So, and he's getting Thoughtseize.
Is that a foil Thoughtseize? I don't know. It might just be the lighting. We'll
Might
see.
just be super glare, I'm not sure.
So it turns out it was a Crackling Doom, not the Tri-Land.
Going for the double fetch at once. Really trying to get blown out by Shadow of Doubt. But
Let's see what he takes here.
he could have played turn 2 Seeker and opted for the Evolving Wilds. Seems reasonable.
Do you think he's trying to set up for a
Oh no,
board?
never mind. It was Bloodstained Myers.
Oh, sure.
He must have drawn Evolving Wilds last turn.
Fair enough. So do you think he leads with Hordling Outburst here, or does he go straight to Rabble
With his
Master?
opponent not having removal up this turn, I think you just jam the Rabble Master.
Sure.
If you were to leave up with like past removal spell mana. Okay, he went for Hordling anyway. That's
Disagrees.
definitely the safer one.
Sure. Try to get
Rabble
the big
Master
guy in.
just snowballs and gets more value the longer it's in play.
Absolutely. So his opponent didn't have a turn 3 play. We know he has a whip in hand.
And he doesn't have downfall mana up. So didn't play a Courser this turn. I thought I saw one in his hand. I don't know. I don't know what's going on over there. He's playing the cards tight to his chest. Lauren opting not. He could have cut, I guess. The fetch would give him
Oh,
enough
sure,
cards
yeah.
in the graveyard.
He didn't want to get the extra.
He didn't want to try to
goblin.
go for the butcher. Also, yeah.
Just playing it real
Just
safe.
playing around, his opponent's passive.
Maybe
Maybe mana
Doom-like.
up, being all mysterious. So
Yeah. So we see Siege Rhino there. So much shuffling in the standard.
Alright, is it Rhino time? Oh, no, he's just drawing some cards. Alright. It's not going to slow things down near as much here. Let's see if Lauren's got removal for it. Oh, he's got Crackling Doom in hand. Or he can just jam a Butcher while he's tapped out here.
I feel like Butcher's the better play. You want to leave the Crackling
Gets you
Doom
pretty
for
far
something bigger.
ahead. Yeah. There's a guy to haste it and get in for some damages. You probably offer the trade with the Seeker for sure. Oh, and even get the Goblin Chomp. Yep. And Lifelink. I assume he's stacking the Lifelink here.
So he swung 3 last turn. He took 1 off a fetch, and then 2. So he's at
It currently shows 19-0, which appears to be incorrect.
6. 6 sounds right.
Oh, yep. And
Start
that did
coming
it.
back from that.
All right.
So he had a turn 1 play and
The
then
old
a turn 4
4
play.
Eidolon scoop.
Yeah.
That,
Two
I'm not sure
spells
what
in 5
decks in the
turns.
format that's going to beat, but this one was not the matchup he was looking for.
I can't imagine any standard format where you can cast 2 spells in 5 turns. And, I don't know. It's not really playing Magic.
He was on a... He did mull once already.
Yeah, you're right. So he's a little scared to go to 5, and who can blame him?
Yeah. Looks like he's signing his name down already. I think he's signing up for this modern PTQ already. Looks like he's getting ready to drop after that embarrassment.
I think that's a disclosure.
Oh, Lauren's signing it too. All right, they're just signing.
Oh, they're signing away their firstborn child, so
Yeah.
they can be on camera here today for
Yeah,
us.
that's usually what it costs.
So it's a relatively small PTQ we have here today. I think there were
67.
67.
It was 64 is the cutoff for 7 rounds. So
Sure.
we almost had a 6-rounder. There were a
Yep.
couple people over. But
Epic
got a
Loot.
good old small 7 then, so maybe an X2 makes it in.
Yeah.
But certainly all the X1s should be able to draw in the last round, I think. I played a quick 2 rounds with Blue-White Heroic. We died thought my opponent didn't have any outs game 1. Turns out he showed me the palm. We got deflecting palmed real good. And
It's a shocker. Main deck deflecting palm.
well, it was a post-board game. I'm sure they were sideboarding.
I see.
Game 3 made my big flying dude a 12-12 and died to it. So that was fun. And game 2 I played horrible and died. So that was good times.
I personally came out for the modern pre-TQ.
Yeah, I think I'll be playing that as
Very
well.
nice. Not sure
I
what
haven't
I'm on
played
yet,
modern since I don't know. It's been a while. The
Yeah.
last relevant like GP or whatever. Oh, I guess there was modern PTQ season a bit ago.
Yeah.
I played a bunch of different decks and didn't do well with any of them, so that was fun.
Khan's really mixed up the metagame since you last played then.
Yeah, it's been a lot more treasure cruisy.
Yep.
I think at those PTQs I played Affinity, which felt awesome, unless they had the sideboard cards, which felt horrible.
That's
And
right, you
then
played,
that's basically how that deck is.
That was in Columbus,
And then I
right?
played Kiki Pod for a couple of them, which was alright. I don't know.
Yeah. Khan's really changed the meta. You don't see nearly as much as Affinity.
Yeah.
Pods, it was slow to adapt. But
Well, if there's not
Siege
nearly as
Rhinos
much
are-
Affinity, then that means there's hopefully not nearly as many Stony Silences, which makes Affinity a lot better.
Right.
So
It's so easy
Maybe
to hedge
it's
your
time.
bet in your sideboard though with with Modern's large card pool, you can just run Stony Silence for the pod and Affinity just in case.
It's not the best against pod, only stopping pod, but
Sure.
it does something.
You're right.
But it is a very hard card to beat when you are playing mono robots.
Yeah.
That is for sure.
Basically, need a board presence or Master of Ethereum, right?
Yeah, you just need to, I don't know. Like, any of the answers that you could play out of your sideboard are just like, they get turned, all your colored sources get turned off by Stony Silence,
Yeah.
so you can't really cast them except off
Yep.
Glimmer Void. That is the only one. So, I just thought it wasn't really worth running like the Ray of Revelation or whatever.
Sure.
Thoughtseize is just a much broader answer to
Yeah.
sideboard hate. You gotta hope to seize it, or just hope they don't have it.
Of course, playing the Seas is a little bit better since you can get hand information instead of being reactive.
Yeah.
Given how much burns in Modern, it's kind of crazy to run Thoughtseize right now, though.
Yeah.
So we're about to get started on the second game here. Michael
All right,
leads
looks
with
like-
a Temple.
They both kept 7s this game. Hopefully
right.
we can cast some spells before turn 4.
Did he keep on top? It looked like he
Yeah.
did. Okay. I haven't
Leaving
seen
the
Michael's
scry on
hand yet
top.
here.
Lauren's going to take a good 3 minutes for his turn 1 land, as he is known to do. Oh, and he's going to go with Caves of Koilos.
Shiny one at that.
He
That
wants
one's
to start at
definitely
17.
full.
Alright, well, I was wrong about having plays before turn 4, apparently. he showed me.
So, interesting to note, the only green sources you have right now are going to cost him mana. We assume the Windswept
Leak
Heath.
it, yeah,
Sorry,
you can
life,
catch
not mana.
He's taking the whip. Yeah, that is the
Seems
more
really good.
powerful thing that is probably harder for him to beat.
It's the linchpin card. I
Assume
think.
that means Lauren doesn't have any erases or whatever in his hand right now, but
We do see an Elspeth. Another shiny land. Went all out.
Outpost. Ooh, looks like he drew a Courser. Looks like this guy will play spells before turn 4 of this match.
Very
At
nice.
least once. We saw it. You saw it here first. Spells before turn 4 in Standard.
It's got to be frustrating to turn one Thoughtseize your opponent and then have them draw right out of it.
That's what happens every time you play Thoughtseize, right? They always draw exactly what they need afterwards.
So we will have Siege
there's the
Rhino
erase.
mana on turn 4.
Willing to bet he would not have taken that whip with Thoughtseize if he knew that was coming.
Sure.
Yeah. Here's an example of the good Rabblemaster versus Courser fight that is so much different on the play and draw. On the play, he just gets to jam this Rabblemaster. If you play Courser, he can kill it and get way ahead. But if you get that Courser out there first, it's not nearly as powerful. You just get the one little dude that gets chomped, and then you probably get
Interesting
downfalled
to
like it's
note
about
he
to
didn't
happen.
want a Siege Rhino on turn 4. Do you think he's suspecting the Crackling Doom?
Did he have an untapped land? Yeah.
He had a
I think he
planes
just
off
I
the
think
top.
he just wants to kill the Rabblemaster before it can do anything,
Oh, sure.
because he's got the downfall.
Absolutely. Do you think it's best to keep the board clear out of a Mardu opponent, or just
Yeah,
jam
letting them
threats?
have a Rabblemaster in play is a little scary, because if they can just remove your blockers, it gets out of hand real quickly.
Sure.
And it's probably unlikely that he could have had 2 removals, but if he had Chain to the Rocks, he could have gotten like Chain, Crackling Doom, or something, and got them both out of there. But now it looks like we've got a handful of Rhinos coming up, so...
And Lauren did not play his 4th land, so those 3 costing spells are
Step
really
on
slowing
3
him down.
with an Elspeth in hand, it looks like.
Yep.
He's got a couple uncastables there. Elspeth, Erase. I guess, yeah, Erase hits that Courser that he ripped for it. But.
Is that 2 Crackling Dooms?
Yeah,
Very nice.
he's got. I think
Just
was
needs
that
the 4th
glare he
land.
drew there. Not sure. Okay, there's the Chain. Thought I saw an Erase there. Maybe not.
Well, it sort of functioned in the same way of removing a threat, but
Yeah.
certainly the chain was better in that it got rid of the 4/5 trampler.
Yeah, he was getting that information first. Yeah, Race has been surprisingly good this standard season.
Absolutely.
Sam Black playing one copy in the main deck in his top 8 list of the Invitational last weekend. I'd actually planned on playing the Jeskai Tokens deck today at this PTQ, and I was thinking about playing an Race in the main. Just hits coursers and whips and ascendancies and chain to the rocks, and it hits something against pretty much everything except I think like the blue-black deck. Crackling Doom.
Clearing the board.
Yeah.
That is a powerful spell. 1 minute he's got 3 1/1s, and his opponent has
Smarty deck's pretty
some
good
really
at pressuring
powerful
people
stuff.
out of nowhere if you can't keep the board clear. Water removal. Definitely me playing the suit up one giant guy and kill you with it deck was hoping not to play against Crackling.
Absolutely.
And Michael's gonna do damage to himself
Yep.
and not affect the board. He does have another Rhino though. So maybe he's just gonna Rhino him out. Is that
Well, as long as Lauren keeps missing his land drops, that might be the case.
see if he's got another removal, or he does have that other Crackling. I believe he's got one more.
You're right. It looks like he does. Another
It's like we're gonna have a
uncastable spell he
repeat of the
drew.
last turn.
Way his opponent's
Crackling.
life, 2 at a time.
And his own.
Yeah.
There's a lot of whittling going on around on both sides. Satyr Wayfinder. That's, I'm sure, what he wanted to draw. It's got a Glare of Heresy and some lands. Is that right? Glare in that chain seems pretty good right about now. That's on a Rhino, isn't it? Another Erase. Guess you take. Oh, I don't know. Depends on what's in your hand. He's 2 turns away from casting Elspeth, but that's certainly the most powerful. Maybe taking the Doomwake safer here. Depends on what he's got. There's a Glare in his hand, I think, so he's just going to put a Rhino back in play.
Looks like he's trying to protect
No?
the unseen whip.
Is that not a Glare?
I think that was an erase.
Okay. Erase. A little better here, as we can instant speed it.
Yep.
Oh, okay, well, maybe I'm wrong. And I have no idea what's in his hand.
Seems like a good draw here. What do you think?
Doomwake is pretty good. Oh, and we drew another Crackling Doom.
Is that all 4?
All right, that was 3. I think.
3. Okay.
Just 3.
No big deal. Just 3 of the most powerful spells you can cast. It's very reactive.
That is definitely a Glare of Heresy. Does he
Okay.
really just not want that Rhino? I'm confused. Or was it on a Courser? Did he chain the Courser and doom all the Rhinos? That would make more sense. Then maybe it's not worth it. Like, yeah. Maybe the chain is on a Rhino and this guy's just slow rolling him really hard because of the 3. He's like, this will get you at some point.
He's drawing the timer out. He's got a sudden shock in hand, and he's just waiting.
I'm feeling that's not the case.
He's trying to pick up on some information.
Alright, some sweet Doomwake on Doomwake action here.
So
that,
Lauren losing another life to cast. Oh no, my apologies.
I have a sweet Protor stamped Doomwake Giant. So we scooped some cards up. I don't know what happened. He had a removal spell or something for the Doomwake, I guess. And that was lethal, so.
So many different spells got him out of there. Take out the chain, and he
I was going to say,
presumably dies on
Doomwake was my
ETB.
first pick in the draft at the only Pro Tour I played in, where we promptly went 0-3. I thought our deck was looking solid there, but now we've got this sweet Protor Stamp Doomwake Giant to remind me of my failure. So
It's very bittersweet. So what are the important sideboard cards in this matchup?
I don't know. It's kind of interesting to see Lauren thinking about his Hordling outbursts.
Yeah.
'Cause they're bad against Doomwake Giants for sure.
Why do you
But,
think he kept him in
they're
on
good
the?
against removal.
He kept him in on the draw for game 2, right?
On those draws where your opponent just leaves up a removal spell, you really want to have like Hordling to play there
Sure.
instead of whatever dies to removal. But yeah,
So
the rest of
he
your
definitely
deck,
took his Seekers out.
I think taking them out against the Doomwake deck is probably right though,
Sure.
because otherwise they don't do a whole lot. It certainly makes things like Butcher worse in your deck, but yeah,
Is
not
that
really
an
sure
Ash
what.
Cloud Phoenix?
Yeah, I believe so. Not really sure what Lauren's list is exactly. There
We
seems to
saw
be
Wingmate Rock.
there's a
I
lot of
haven't seen
variation
that.
in what you can play in Mardu, ranging from like Blood-Soaked Champion and all the Stokes to like
Sure.
bigger, like I was thinking about playing a list with Anger that didn't play anything that died to it. You just start at
It's like a
Butchers and
singleton
Brimaz.
Chandra. I didn't see a Sarkon.
Yeah, he has at least some number of Elspeth, Ordnance, and Chains, like Seeker in a Chain.
So I think he's trying to maximize the effectiveness of his Butcher. He has a lot of token producers.
It's way easier to see Lauren's deck for some reason. This other guy, he's being super mysterious over there. Can't really tell you. Let's see, going to game 3 here, so Lauren's going to be on the play this time with the Rebels. That's definitely scary. You're on the
We'll
other
see
side
if
of
that
things.
Courser and Rabblemaster interplay comes up here.
Yeah, I mean, if that's what they both have, especially this, the green-black deck doesn't have, really, or the Abzin doesn't really have like a 2-mana removal spell or whatever, like the Mardu has Lightning Strike.
Sure.
So you can't really on the draw
Can you
just
imagine him?
preemptively deal with Rabble.
He didn't show it, but do you think he might have Bile-Blight here in his board? That seems
don't
pretty
know.
strong against.
Yeah, I'm not sure how well the mana can handle that
Fair
in
enough.
this deck.
And presumably he only casts spells
Basically
on
a
turn
green
1
devotion
and
deck with
3
a couple
thereafter.
black cards and Siege Rhinos. So. Lauren's got some number of lands and some number of 3-colored cards. It looks like. Okay, he's got
That was very quick.
Wingmate, Read the Bones, Crackling Doom. I think that's what we see there.
Sounds right. His opponent's
Looks like he doesn't have any
Snapcat.
early pressure. Okay, there's a Thoughtseize. The old turn 2 Thoughtseize. Let's see if he can pull a Riley Curran here and forget to play a second land. That's a classic one when you get caught up writing down your opponent's hand.
I think he's going to take the Sylvan. I can't imagine taking.
Do you think he's going to play a second land though? Yeah. Anytime you can nab a Caryatid with Thoughtseize feels pretty good, as that card is untouchable.
Wow.
Okay.
So it looks like he's trying to win the late game.
Yeah, he's trying to attrition him out here, not temple him, is what that play means for sure.
Absolutely.
But I guess that makes more sense here in the context, given that Lauren's hand has no early aggression. You can let him have the mana guys and just try and deal with all the threats.
So Michael has opted to help Lauren out with his mana. He no longer needs to crack his fetches.
Yep.
Read the Bones.
Off of that Herbor.
Can't think of any reason to ever crack that fetch land. Now that Urborg's in play.
Yep.
He's already got his mountain.
And the old turn 3 Courser. And flips a land off the top. What a pro.
So that's how you draw it up in the books.
That's how it's done. Oh, and now he draws that Rabble Master.
It's
A
too
turn
bad.
too late. Not really too late. Oh, he has chain here also, so that makes it pretty good. He can just Rabble chain. Yo. Yep, now you get to start the pressure. Not the best place to be in for the green guy. Rabble Master in play with handful of removal to back it up.
Seems strong. Let's see if his opponent has a spot removal spell. Looks like he does not.
These sort of devotion-y whip decks typically don't play that much removal. So
They rely
He
on the
certainly-
synergy of their deck as opposed to.
certainly would rather have a removal here than just a dude. And he's got just a dude. So that's going to get Crackling Doomed, and he's going to take 6. Looks like.
At some point in Michael's mind, he's
got a
got to be
Butcher,
thinking
too. Yeah,
he
this
can't
is
have
looking-
Crackling Doom every time I draw Siege Rhino, but
No,
in fact
he
he does.
And more. More to spare. Dooms for days. This is...
So, if he has an untapped land, he could presumably just
Now
attack with
Lauren's
his
got the
goblins.
super obvious play of making this Crackling Rhino go to the graveyard, but he still is going to take a good 3 minutes to think about it. Oh, no, he's going to do it. Okay. But, glad we went through all of our options first.
He could have presumably just swung with the goblins and then played the.
If you've ever
Wingmate
watched
Rock.
Lauren Nolan play Legacy, watch him resolve a brainstorm. It is tedious.
He definitely likes to take his matches right up to the last second.
It is. I think I believe he's the Guinness World Record holder for longest brainstorm in a sanctioned match. Actually, they had that.
He's
He's got the certificate and everything.
He had a match against Joe Lassette, I think, 3 years ago in Legacy, and their match went long.
Yeah, if he can ever get to the untimed rounds, it's just like, just go to sleep. You're better off. It's going to happen eventually.
I can't imagine it being much worse than Jim Davis's recent match that went 2.5 hours.
Don't believe I saw that.
You didn't see that one? He
That last weekend.
yeah, it was.
I was at GP Baltimore.
Oh, I see. Yeah, it was.
Wasn't able to
Out
watch
in-
a lot of
I
coverage.
think that was out in Portland. They had untimed matches. He was playing the guy he rode with to the match, and they were taking their sweet time. 2.5 hours for one match. Of course, it was best of 5.
Yeah, and in Lauren's, he is a Star City Invitational champion from a million years ago, and
Basically
he played
prehistoric
in the
times.
finals. He played Max Teets in a match I believe took close to 10 hours, something around there.
Is that where he
it's about
gets his
accurate.
name, the 10K champ?
Yeah, because it took 10 hours for him to win that tournament. I think.
So he's looking to.
Paste up this guy, get in with all these flyers. He seems like he's in a pretty good place, unless our Michael Bailey's got something like a Dune Blast or an End Hostilities. Oh, he does have this Hornet King. That's gonna do a number. That is traditionally a card these Mardu decks have had quite a problem with. That's one of the reasons for the adoption of things like Doomwake Giant in the Mardu deck, which we saw Lauren play last game, and I know Kent played a Doomwake Mardu deck at the last Invitational, Kent Ketter, and that was one of the big reasons that Hornet Queen is just in your 1-for-1 removal deck with Crackling Doom.
Sure.
Hornet Queen is just such a problem, and it stops all the flyers.
Now we have
It
5
just
Doom
brick walls
Blades.
everything. So, yep. Here's 5 removal spells on the
Oh.
table.
What is that?
Can you deal with it?
Well, it's definitely a fighting type.
Is it a Diglett?
Maybe.
I can't even tell.
It's a lot of blue on the art.
Yeah.
It might be a Diglett. It's a flying Diglett, everyone. You saw it here first.
Yep. With Death Touch.
I can't imagine a Diglett not having
With Dig Touch.
Dig touch. That just got really dark.
Diglett through time. What's he got here? Oh,
Oh.
He's got the old untap your lands. I think he's playing Treachery. No? Okay. Rabble Master. There we go. Seeker. The old post-combat Rabble.
Not offering to trade.
Yeah,
with
he
his
didn't
1/1
even want
flyer.
to run it in there just to see. You know, maybe they let you keep that guy. You don't know. You gotta always make him do it.
Looks like Michael has a land in hand here.
So he's stabilized the game with this queen, but he's not really getting anywhere.
Nope,
he
it's
really
an
needs something
Abzan
like
charm.
really needs like a whip or something here. I guess he doesn't. Yeah, he's got a rhino in the graveyard. Whip would get him going.
Well, we have 20 minutes left in the round. I don't know if we're going to finish in time.
Warren seems really intent on shuffling these two cards a lot. Make
He's
sure
trying
they're
to conceal-
sufficiently randomized. He doesn't want to.
Conceal what his draw was for the turn.
Yeah. You gotta. Oh, that one in front. Nope, the other one. You just can't decide which one's in front, which one's behind. Oh, that one's in front. All right.
He's opting to send
is
his...
that the other art Rabble Master?
Yeah, that's the
promo?
box promo. He's going to send in his Rabble Master into the swarm of bees.
Yep. Now, what does he do for attack
I
steps?
feel like he only sends the goblins in. You don't want to get rid of all your
Yeah,
your
Rabbles
good
make
stuff.
each other attack, don't they?
That's right. He does have a lot of creatures in play. You could just try for the alpha
Yeah,
start.
you could just serve with everything, but then, I mean, you're losing 3 good flyers to bees, and that's not exactly the trade you want to make if you can avoid it. Is he trading bees for tokens? Don't do that.
That would be a poor play. Those bad boys go the distance. This seems a little bit better. He's getting his defenders ready to block.
Maybe 1 bee on Rabble Master seems reasonable. But I would not trade any more bees than that. Yeah, there. That seems like the right box. He got it figured out. You lose all your guys. I trade 1 bee for a Rabble Master. Seems fine. Takes 0.
So no follow-up play here. Do you think he draws with his... No, he elected to not use his Abzan Charm to draw here.
Well, there we go. Getting some of that courser value. And more bees on top. This guy is just buzzing all over the place. That looks like a Doomwake Giant. That is a pretty good answer to bees. Now does Lawrence... Ooh, okay,
Oh, wow,
just
that
jam
was
it.
very fast.
I was
He
going
had
to
a
say,
lot
does
of
he
time
just
to think
sandbag
about
it because he knows you have another queen coming next turn, but it does let you get in for pretty good damage this turn, leaving them with just the 1/1 queen. Is he a response?
So he's going to give +1/+1 to some of his
Save
bees.
2 bees? Oh, interesting. All right. I guess you have the queen coming, the other one next turn, and you just don't want to take a bunch of damage this turn.
Sure.
That kind of stops Lawrence playing there. Yeah, I don't know if I would have jammed the Doomwake that turn. It seems a little aggressive. I guess Michael being at 7, I guess makes that. Yeah, I guess you have to go for it there because you flyers put them to 1 as is. You just need 1 Rabble token to get in. But yeah, that Abzan Charm, that might have turned it here.
Well, he still doesn't have an answer to the
after the
onboard
second
Doomwake.
queen, yeah, that's true. But it's not like this is a deck with a lot of enchantments.
Absolutely.
This isn't a Constellation deck. It's a deck that just has Chain of the Rocks and Doomwake Giant. So it's not like you can expect it to get that Constellation trigger.
Well, Lauren seems to be pondering the pre-combat mandatory Goblin swing. He might have come to a decision here. We'll see.
looks like he chose still serving in with everything. I think, yeah, knowing that there's a queen on top, you have to kind of just be aggressive here.
Sure.
Especially after you've committed to using your Doom Wake before the second queen hits.
So Lauren just gained 7 life on that attack. This wingman.
Yeah, he's got plenty. Plenty of life to spare. Block bees on flyers seems reasonable. Probably coarser trade with Rabble, unless you just want to chump with the Curious. Yeah. Eat a goblin, chump the Rabble, or trade with Rabble.
Well, it's not a trade because Doomwake came into play.
That's true.
So the 1 power will be insufficient.
Yeah. I think he definitely should have gone the other way on that one. I missed it too. Yeah. Just lost a Corsair. That was rough. And he's got more queens. Oh, don't reveal that. No more Corsairs. I've definitely gotten a non-zero amount of warnings for flipping top cards over without a Corsair in play.
It's a major faux pas.
And looks like we've got some more Pokemon. So, can Lauren find another enchantment here? I mean, even if not, he's in a fine spot.
I think
here.
I just saw a Chandra. That's a really powerful card when your opponent has some 1/1 flying death touchers.
And is that 6? Yeah.
He's still slow rolling it.
Oh,
Can't
yeah.
imagine not casting this spell.
It's not
here.
like he's not going to play it. It's just how much can I slow it? Oh, or maybe it wasn't Chandra. That's all. Okay, he's waiting for the block with the 2/2, and then he's going to ping down that guy.
Oh,
Is that
sure.
the plan?
So hopefully he'll block a 1/1 with his 2/2 Hornet Queen, and then he can ping it for the last damage to take it off the board.
Is that it? Oh, he's going to take one. He is not falling for those tricks.
Well, he'll certainly be able to take control of the board here with the Chandra ticking up.
Yeah, I'd have to think you just want to start shooting these bees.
Does he have double red? Oh, there
Oh,
it is.
he's got all kinds of everything. Yeah, I mean, he could crack that fetch
Yeah,
eventually if he ever
finally
felt
crack
like it, but you know why. Actually, at this point, with having plenty of life to play with and not wanting to draw more lands, I think I might have cracked it already. Just
Just
for
out of
the marginal percentage
Absolutely.
of lands left in your deck that it affects, which is like a really small percentage, but it's something.
It's
and
something,
and
absolutely.
this isn't a brainstorm format. You're not really getting any better value out of your fetches.
Can't imagine.
Oh, he didn't tank for 2 minutes before playing that land? I am surprised.
Could have kept it in his hand to make his opponent think he might have the Crackling Doom.
Yeah, but you get a scry out of it. You might as well.
Well, there is the utility of being able to scry and then zero your Chandra to cast a really
Yeah,
impressive
if you
spell.
found something awesome on top, you could just
Absolutely.
zero it. It does look pretty insurmountable for Michael Bailey from this point. Is this a lethal attack? What does he got? As
Looks
of
like
right
it
there,
is.
there will be 3 unblocked 1-wings. Up, he
Oh.
will instant speed Thoughtseize and concede.
I heard that gets
Lauren
you
Nolan,
a DQ a couple weeks later.
Lauren Nolan going to 3-0 in this 7-rounder. So he is a good 2 rounds away from the double draw in.
He managed to finish with 11 minutes left on the clock. It's
That's
a new record.
Yeah. Record time. Alright, so I guess we can watch people de-sideboard, and I don't know. What do we do during downtime? Are they finished?
During downtime? He's going to do whatever you want.
Alright, well, I guess
Come back if you like.
we will come back and see you next round to see if we can become 4-0.
We've got exactly one, maybe even a whole half a round
10
left
and a half
before
minutes
the.
left in this round, so
We have a pre-TQ coming up that both Eric and I are participating in.
So we'll
I'm
see
not
if I can
keen
come
on
by
skipping.
between rounds. But,
Yeah, we'll see what we can do.
I'll probably O2 drop from that as well. So we'll see you guys later.
How about this deck? You want this to roll?
Yeah, seems good.
Wanna,
I want some money with your Fire Master before.
want some money with this deck? Don't you worry. Draw. All right.